Trans- transcript writing as well is great. These transcripts will serve as a ready reckoner, as a ready reference for you to refer to. And it is my sincere and humble request to all of you that whatever you learn in the session, these are very deep. Whatever I share with you in morning session are very deep, and it requires a reflection on your part as well later on after the session is over. So please do reflection. Please go through the notes. Please go through whatever you have written down. Touch upon just one point that touched you the most. All what you require is just reflect on one point and deeply, so that it touches your heart. And every time it will touch your heart, something will shift inside you. You will start to feel empowered. You will start to feel more authentic. And this is how I do. Meditation coupled with deeper reflection is my source of empowerment, is a source of nurturing of the soul, and this keeps me rejuvenated. Yes. Yesterday I was talking about soul erosion. I'm pretty sure that you must have heard of the terminology soil erosion. किसी ने सुना है soil erosion? उसको हिंदी में बोलते हैं मृदा अपरदन. मृदा मतलब मिट्टी, अपरदन मतलब मिट्टी का धीरे धीरे लेयर बाय लेयर मिट्टी का हटना. This is called soil erosion. Likewise, we are now talking about soul erosion. So I will give you the technical definition. You may understand and analyze it in your own reference, but I want to do justice with the terminology, and I will share with you verbatim what exactly soul erosion is. So soul erosion is slow, gradual, creeping, chipping away of our inner sense of being. Soul erosion is gradual, slow, chipping away of our inner sense of being, leading to inevitable death of the true self. I repeat, soul erosion is slow, gradual, creeping, creeping, chipping away of inner being, leading to inevitable death of what we know as true self.
It's like creeping,
Creeping, yes, creeping. जो जो
creeping,
रेंगना
creeping.
रेंगना.
Not creeping.
Slow, gradual, creeping, chipping away of our inner being, leading to inevitable death of our true self. It is a disease which starts in childhood and become contagious as we grow old. It is particularly prevalent in women where they don the role of a caregiver, where they don the role of self-sacrificing role, which they learned in childhood, that in order to receive the validation of others, I must self-sacrifice. Its symptoms include loss of authenticity,
No.
loss of power. Its symptoms include loss of authenticity, loss of power, loss of voice, and loss of vision. It is essentially an obliteration of inner truth. Obliteration का मतलब हो गया erase. It is essentially an obliteration of our inner truth. I'm trying to do justice with the this term soul erosion. I don't want to deflect and use words out of here and there and add my own interpretation to it because this is very, very powerful and I want you to just understand it. Yes,
सर
आप
इसेंशियल एंड ऑब्ली
हाँ रिपीट करना पड़ेगा,
ऑब्लिटरेशन
फास्ट हो गया।
it is essentially an obliteration of our inner truth. ऑब्लिट्रेशन मत लिखो आप उसको लिख दो इरेजर बोल दो इट इज एन essentially an eraser of our inner truth. सिम्टम्स पता चल गया लॉस ऑफ पावर
हाँ
लॉस ऑफ ऑथेंटिसिटी
सिम्टम
हाँ सिम्टम्स हो गया लॉस ऑफ पावर लॉस ऑफ ऑथेंटिसिटी लॉस ऑफ वॉइस लॉस ऑफ विजन इनमें से अगर कोई भी आपका सिम्टम्स में आ रहा है तो आप समझ जाओ कि आपके सोल का इरोजन हो रहा है
Repeat it once again, all four.
तो इट्स
Loss of authenticity.
लॉस ऑफ ऑथेंटिसिटी लॉस ऑफ पावर लॉस ऑफ वॉइस एंड लॉस ऑफ विजन
Third is loss of
लॉस ऑफ वॉइस
voice.
यस लॉस ऑफ वॉइस मीन्स योर ट्रू ऑथेंटिक वॉइस योर
वॉइस के
Okay.
बाद क्या है? वॉइस के बाद क्या है?
लॉस ऑफ विजन कहने का मतलब है आप जब अपने लिए जीना बंद कर दो आपका एग्जिस्टेंस सिर्फ दूसरों के लिए होता है तो समझ जाओ योर सोल हैज बीन कंप्लीटली इरोडेड आ रहा समझ में each incident wherein you suppress your inner truth you are engaging in the process of each incident wherein you suppress your inner truth we engage in we engage in the erosion of our most precious treasure our most precious treasure that is our essence मैंने आपको कल बताया था कि our most treasure treasure क्या है most treasured and precious thing it is our essence each incident wherein we suppress our inner truth we engage in the erosion of our most precious treasure that is our essence आया समझ में आया समझ में got it in particular सबसे ज्यादा शिकार वुमेन होती हैं मैन भी होते हैं लेकिन वुमेन सबसे ज्यादा शिकार होती है इस सोल इरोजन का कारण क्या है कल्चर थ्राइव्स ऑन subjugation and oppression culture thrives on subjugation and operate ये ऑपरेशन ओ डबल पी आर ई डबल एस आई ओ एन, ऑपरेशन। मतलब जितना ज्यादा कल्चर आपको दबाएगी, कल्चर उतना ज्यादा थ्राइव करेगा, उतना ज्यादा वो कंफर्टेबल महसूस करेगा। सोसाइटी समझो, फैमिली समझो, पड़ोसी समझो। जितना ज्यादा आप ओबीडियंट होंगे, सब्जर्वियंट होंगे, जितना ज्यादा डोसाइल होंगे, जितना ज्यादा आप सबमिसिव होंगे, जितना ज्यादा आप यस मैन होंगे, जितना ज्यादा आप नाइस होंगे, जितना ज्यादा आप गुड बॉय होंगे, जितना ज्यादा आप गुड गर्ल होंगे, दिस इज व्हाट एग्जैक्टली सोसाइटी वांट्स अस फ्रॉम। द मोमेंट you start voicing your own opinion, having your own say, this is being looked down upon by society. So, the syllabus which the culture or the society teaches us is the syllabus of fear. This syllabus of fear leads us to mute our own voice and allow our suppression and subjugation at the hands of the people whom we consider as our caregiver, as our parents, as someone higher up in the hierarchy, as someone whom we put them on the pedestal. And this is where हमारा सोल का इरोजन शुरू होता है। We as a woman, you as a woman, even swallow your dignity. बहुत सारे ऐसे इंसिडेंट हैं जहां लेडीज का रेप होता भी है, वो सिर्फ इसलिए नहीं बोलती कि they are more attached to what people will think about them rather than what is being authentic to them. This is what soul erosion is. They fear disapproval and resentment of others. What if I speak out my own truth? When I speak out my inner voice, धीरे धीरे क्या होता है, हमारी अपनी आवाज, it starts to begin with, it protests and protests loudly. But gradually, as you start ignoring your own inner voice, उसकी आवाज धीरे धीरे कम होती है एंड देन इट टर्न्स इनटू ए whimper. बहुत ही विस्पर की तरह आपकी आवाज आएगी. With time, as the memory erases the existence of this true self, your inner voice and inner self completely recedes and retreats backward. So much so that you confuse and you equate जो आपने मास्क पहना हुआ है वो और जो ट्रू सेल्फ है आपको पता ही नहीं चल पा रहा है दोनों में से. You equate the mask as your true self. आ रहा है समझ में चीज? क्लियर ये चीज? Is it clear to everyone? Now I will share with you one case study which I thought I should share so as to help you understand how the soul erosion takes place. आपको लगेगा ये बड़ी छोटी बात है, लेकिन छोटी बात, एंड बाय द वे वी आर वेरी ससेप्टेबल टू इरोजन ऑफ द सॉइल. अगर सोसाइटी ने कुछ बोला नहीं भी, अगर आपके पेरेंट्स ने कुछ बोला नहीं भी, then also you can be the victim of soul erosion. Just sharing with you just two instances. Your parents are different, have different inclination, have different aspirations, and you as a child are different, have different inclinations, have different interests. Now, when you see your parents, whom you idolize, whom you pedestalize, whom you eulogize as different, you see it as a flaw in yourself. And you become the victim of lack of self worth and erosion of the soul. Eyes of me, H's. Got it? Simply because your parents were different from you, you thought that you have some flaw. आपको इंजीनियर बनने का मन नहीं है, पेरेंट्स इंजीनियर हैं, घर में डॉक्टर है, आपका इंटरेस्ट है आर्ट्स में, और जब आर्ट करोगे, अब पेरेंट ने कुछ बोला भी नहीं, लेकिन आपको लग रहा है यार देखो वो लोग कितना पढ़ने वाले स्टूडियस हैं, मैं तो पढ़ने में मन ही नहीं लगता है, मेरे को तो पढ़ाई पे ध्यान ही नहीं आता। आप में कंपैरिजन शुरू होगा स्टार्टिंग में, आप फिर धीरे 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 करके आप जो है गिल्ट में आ जाओ, फिर आपको लगेगा यार आई एम वर्थलेस। दिस इज हाउ इट हैपेंस। सेकेंड इंसिडेंस वेर इन पेरेंट हैज नो रोल as such. You are born in a poor family and somehow you equated being poor as a sign of shame. तो आपका सोल इरोजन शुरू हो जाए, right? Now I am sharing with you one case history. Please listen to it very carefully. It will drive home the most of the messages that I was trying to convey through my deliberations. And by the way, this is the real story that I'm going to share. Case study in basically. There was a mother who had a 17-year-old son. The mother felt disconnected from her son, and the mother was not able to express her inner world, articulate her feelings. And the husband and the son complained about her that they are not able to feel the connect, and that the mother is harsh, critical, judgmental, emotionally disconnected, and rigid at the same time. Now, what happened during the course of time? She started to have constant fights, brawls with her teenage child on daily basis. Continuous fight, continuous conflict, daily tussle, and this went on for 6 months continuously. When she found that the same is the complaint of the husband as well, that I'm not able to connect with them on an emotional level, I am somewhat frigid, I am somewhat cold, I am somewhat emotionally disconnected, then she came for the therapy. Now, when she came for the therapy, therapist probed, inquired, quizzed, and queried about her past experiences, especially whether she was having any difficult or any such experiences in a childhood which might be traumatic, which might lead have led to wounds or anything of that sort. By the way, the mother was also not able to trust anyone. Yes, and here is the her childhood story. When the mother was 4 years old, she had a very her favorite doll, which she used to always keep it in her hand, 24/7. One day it happened that while playing with the doll tore apart. It broke into one piece, two pieces, and she started sobbing, crying uncontrollably, incessantly, continuously. Now, as the father came home from the office, who was a strict disciplinarian, she saw her daughter sobbing. When she saw her sobbing, he saw her sobbing, he told her to stop. But she would not stop. She would cry even more. They sat on the dining table. The daughter was also made to sit along with them. While the father and the mother was having the dinner on the dining table with their daughter by her with their daughter by her side, and when the father saw the daughter crying with that toy in her hand, what the father did was he snatched the toy from his daughter, broke it into further pieces, and dumped it in the garbage dustbin in front of her daughter. First of all, that daughter, who was 4 years old, became furious, then became stupefied, frozen, stand still. She was eyeing for comfort, for some soothing from her mother, which unfortunately she did not receive any support from her mother as well, who was tacit, who was neutral, who did not took a stand on either side. That 4 year girl, she felt like not the toy has been torn apart and dumped into the dustbin, but it is she who has been torn apart completely, ripped into pieces, and thrown and dumped into the dustbin. Her sense of security, safety, and worth was completely discarded. She felt she was worthless. Her existence has no meaning, as she was torridly neglected, belittled, torn apart. That moment, she decided two things. I will not trust my father anymore. I will not trust my mother anymore. And for that matter, I will not trust anyone on earth anymore. This was the first decision that she took at that moment. The second decision that she took, that I need to hide my true self behind my mask. I will have to appear beautiful. I will have to appear obedient. I will have to appear to be nice so that I may not suffer any threat in the future. And in order to that, I will have to hide my true self. This was when she started enamoring herself, armoring herself with lifetime of emotional stoicism. Emotional stoicism means you become emotionally insulated, emotionally disconnected, emotionally withdrawn, suppression of all emotions. You will not exhibit any emotions, any feelings, as if you are a robot, as if you are a puppet. You will not become vulnerable, you will not become open to express your feelings in front of others. This was the decision that she took on that time. This was her childhood incident. Now, coming back to the current scenario, she repeated her childhood pattern, which she had seen in her childhood. Now, even when she became a mother, and the childhood pattern was she inherited and started personifying some of the ways in which his father used to function. Every time in the current scenario, his son tried to express his feelings, he was invalidated, he was reprimanded in exactly the same way she had been reprimanded in her childhood by her father. She started looking at the soft, sensitive, emotional aspect of a child as a weakness, and she started quashing the feeling of her son, so much so that it created disconnection between the child and the mother, between the mother and the husband. Now, here is the thing that I want you all to understand. Even though that mother, who was a daughter back then, who started hating his father for the acts that he was doing, she started duplicating, personifying, imitating, repeating the same kind of actions with his son. This is the point that you must understand. Even though she hated her father for the very act he was indulged in, she was subconsciously repeating the same pattern. Second thing that I want you to understand, she started looking at being emotional as a sign of weakness. She perceived that since I was emotional, since I was expressing my emotions, and I was thwarted, I was belittled, I was tolerantly neglected, and my sense of self worth was crushed. In the same way, my son, if he expresses his feelings openly, if he becomes vulnerable, if he becomes sensitive, if he becomes emotional, will face the same fate as mine, as me. Now, during the therapy sessions, when it dawned upon that mother that it is your past, it is your childhood experience that is playing out in your current life. As she got in touch with her past experiences, she started healing her old self. And now, when she realized this, then her heart opened out and she started connecting with her son and with her husband and with everyone else. So, see, such a small incident can play and wreak havoc in our lives. Yes,